Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and information on Path of Exile. And the first news this week has been the console winners of the Harvest boss kill event, and sadly no one actually managed to kill the final boss in Harvest League in the first 2 weeks playing hardcore solo self-found. So what GGG did is basically award the first players to actually kill it in any version of the event, which I don't know, doesn't really sound fair, but it doesn't matter, it happened. So congratulations to the Mr. Atrocity for being the first one on the Xbox One, and Comedy 2211 for being the first one on the PlayStation 4. They won a lot of stuff. Also, the first 10 players to kill the boss in any version receives the Stygian full set basically, which is actually pretty cool as well. And yeah, so congratulations to these guys as well, and hopefully consoles will get a better event next time as well. So we also got a kind of a before news for the Harvest storage tanks and some crafting descriptions, which we've already seen is basically the colors on the keywords. Otherwise, storage tanks, basically GGG is planning to increase the capacity of normal tanks from 300 units up to 1000 units, which should be really good. Also, they plan on adding a new type of storage tank with a capacity of up to 5000 units, which would be really good. These have to be purchased for a significant amount of life force, but if you need it, you definitely have the life force needed to buy it as well. And they have, or they plan to have, a new swap for the tanks. So basically you can swap the tanks without taking it off or putting the other one back, and the energy that's in one tank will remain in the other tank. So definitely working really well. Hopefully that's gonna be implemented really soon. And we also got the preview, I guess it's the second preview, of the 3.11.1 patch notes, and we got the Harvest improvement, which we've already seen, and some general improvements. For example, they have now a camera rotation effect option, which you can enable or disable, and this prevents some effects similar to the one found in the Veritania encounter, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't really have to bother about this effect. Also, a lot of bug fixes, of course, as usual, and one important thing is probably the fact that the first shockwave of Thunder was a bit too far from the character, so if you had the monsters too close to you, you wouldn't be hitting them. So now the first shockwave is closer to the character and should hit everything. Also, the Mirage minions that are spawned by the Savior unique cannot be stunned anymore, which I guess completely broke the build, because if your minions get stunned, you don't do any damage whatsoever. Also some bloom improvements, reducing some of the effects on some of the weapons, because, well, that was way too strong. And there's also a new hideout, which, well, I mean, while it's sad that it's a paid hideout again, it's a pretty cool hideout. So if you're a hideout lover and you like to build your hideout, definitely consider this one, even though again it's pretty much pay to play, I guess. And also we got a new fan art competition, and this one is obviously on Harvest, and probably GGG just noticed that everyone was drawing how shabby. So yeah, that's pretty much a new competition. It works as usual. There's top 3 winners getting a lot of stuff, including custom forum avatar, which is a very special one, and a special forum badge. There's also 4th and 5th place up to the 10th, and then there's a lot of runners up, which again GGG reserves to decide based on how many entries there are on the competition. And then the microtransaction prize pool, you can check it out if you want. How to enter? Well, as always, you just get some art, I guess, into this thread, and this excludes video submissions, but does include any painting, drawing, or model creation. So you can do 3D things, but it has to be art. Even though I guess obviously you can consider video an art, basically do still images and submit your work in this thread. It's pretty easy, and if you don't know how to upload them, just follow this thing. Only other thing that you have to know is that the competition ends on the 10th of August. There's also a timer if you click on this link here. So yeah, if you are unsure when that is, definitely check it out. Other than that, good luck on the competition. And there's also been a new podcast between Chris Wilson and the community, I guess. Well, it's Bakelast, so you get ZiggyD, RaceQT, Octavian, and Noogie. Again, with Chris Wilson himself. And they they had a talk. Basically, this happened yesterday night, I guess, and well, the countdown is definitely already gone right now, but you can probably check this out either on the VODs of this channel or on, I guess, I don't know, like GGG YouTube channel or maybe someone else. Not sure which channel to find it on, but definitely you can find it somewhere else if you lost it, because it's already happened. So yeah, and definitely when GGG talks to the community, it's usually worth giving a listen to. Anyway, a little bit about Bloom, where basically GGG says that most of the players just don't touch the options of Bloom, but well, there are many players who actually don't enjoy it. So GGG came at us and told us why they did the change they did, and that's basically because previously they had a really bad Bloom engine, and to make things like Bloom to have a decent graphic thing, basically they had to add a lot of special particles to all of the effects, and these particles were affecting performances, especially the particles on the spells. And you know, when you attack really fast, you know how hard it got, especially if you're using like Ground Slam or the kind of things. Right now they have been improving these things, so they have a new engine for the glow, and it's a new shader, and it works much better. So they've gone and removed a lot of those extra particles that they don't need anymore, and that makes performances a lot better. And well, that's why they had it. Why they don't let us disable it completely? That's because now, after that, the game wouldn't look like the artists imagine. And well, I don't really know about that. I kind of feel like we should be able to decide how bad we want the game to look, because in the end, gamers prefer a fluid game rather than a good looking one. And well, if the core game is good, and we know Path of Exile core game is awesome, so really not giving the option because the artists don't want to sounds like a really dumb idea. There's probably, I guess there's probably something more before this, below this, and GG doesn't really want to explain everything, so there's probably some real problem that for why they can't just remove Bloom. But for now they aren't removing it, although the slide option puts it at 25%, so you can definitely do that if you don't want your Bloom, and hopefully they will just put a slider for us to slide it to whatever Bloom we want, because I mean, there's nothing better than a slider. Just give us the option to make it look however we prefer, since I mean, just a I don't think adding a slider for the Bloom just breaks the game, nor it takes too much, though I don't know, so I don't really want to say things that then just look dumb or whatever. Still, I guess that was all for this week, so if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That was all. I've been your host Giorgio, and I'll see you guys the next time.